We are urging Mr. President to see if the SHA is working. Let Mr. President come on board and talk to Kenyans. Let Mr. President talk to Kenyans about our education system. Our education system is collapsing. If we don't come up and raise our voices, our education will collapse. Our health sector will collapse. The last thing I want to address is that during last year protest in the Gen Zs, we see a lot of life lost on the roads. We lost brilliant people. We lost important people. And the families are still in that confusion. The families that lost those young and brilliant people are still crying. Mr. President, can you saying, where are we as a country? We should not be speaking on the things that are irrelevant. We should not be speaking about our health. And yet the health is the priority of this nation. And yet education is the core principle that is making this nation. We should not be addressing all things like charges. Mr. President even should not coming to critique people who are criticizing online. Mr. President should be asking himself, why does these people criticize me so much? Why does this politician criticize me so much? We are saying, let Mr. President prioritize Kenyans, because Kenyans have been crying. Tumelia sana mpaka hata hatuna sauti nowadays to cry. Because yes, good morning Kenyans. My name is Justus Kimtai. I'm here to address the nation this morning because of the things Mr. President William Samoei Ruto is putting on priorities. We've seen from the weekend a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened because Mr. President put priorities on the things that are not supposed to be put. Because we are saying first things first. As the Student Council of Nakuru, we are saying let the President put things on. We have been fighting things from the independence, things like anger, things like hospitals has been a disturbing matter in this country. We are urging Mr. President to see if the SHA is working, because a lot of hospitals are complaining right now. When you visit any hospital in this country, they say that there are some portal misfunctions. The portal of the SHA is not functioning. And Mr. President, I'm urging you to see the SHA if it is working. Let us go to the hospital and prioritize people to have health, because when we have health in this country will prosper. When we have things moving in the country, people are healthy and people are enjoying life, things will move, even our economy will improve. We want to address, Mr. President, that you see the hospitals are working. The private hospitals are complaining. Over the last week, all the private hospitals came on the roads and they were marching. They were asking for their rights. Let Mr. President listen to the nurses. Let listen to our hospitals and fix these things forever. Number two, Mr. President, if you see our schools in the Republic of Kenya, there are some of the schools in the interior, like that of Baringo. Let's see these things. Let's solve the education, because when we educate our children, when education is good, this country will prosper. We will have right people, sober-minded people coming to the public and leading this country as we go forward. Let Mr. President come on board and talk to Kenyans. Let Mr. President talk to Kenyans about our education system. Our education system is collapsing. If we don't come up and raise our voices, our education will collapse. Our health sector will collapse. The last thing I want to address is that during last year protest in the Gen Zs, we see a lot of life lost on the roads. We lost brilliant people. We lost important people, and the families are still in that confusion. The families that lost those young and brilliant people are still crying. Mr. President, can you go with you? Can you find time? Go and find these people and tell them that we are here to compensate you. Please, Mr. President, compensate the people who lost their loved ones. Compensate the people who fought for this country, because JC had good things for this country. As young people, we want to see our future. We want to see our future secured. We cannot live while we are seeing our future being ruined. I want to address leaders who are going to contribute on churches. We are not saying contributing in churches are bad. We are saying that contributing to church while other people are crying on the other issues is bad, because we are crying in education and we are crying in health. We are saying let Mr. President put priorities. Let all the leaders from all the Republic of Kenya prioritize Kenyans, because when the UDA came, they came and they were good promising. They made a lot of promises. They made more than 200 promises. And we have seen from even the interview, Ichungwa was interviewed, he was not even able to account for even one promise that they have delivered to Kenyans. This is not the way we should be going as a country. We should be now speaking about other things in our nation. We should be speaking about our development. We should be speaking about empowering the people. We should be speaking about how can we empower that Mama Mboga. The way Mr. President addressed us during the campaign, we should be now saying, where are we as a country? We should not be speaking on the things that are irrelevant. We should not be speaking about our health, and yet the health is the priority of this nation, and yet education is the core principle that is making this nation. We should not be addressing all things like charges. Mr. President even should not coming to critique people who are criticizing online. Mr. President should be asking himself, why does these people criticize me so much? Why does this politician criticize me so much? We are saying, let Mr. President prioritize Kenyans, because Kenyans have been crying. Tumelia sana mpaka hata hatuna sauti nowadays to cry, because we are seeing Mr. President ametia masikio intra na ametuashumu sisi wa Kenya. Sisi wa Kenya ndo tulimchagua, na tunasema Mr. Ruto, listen to Kenyans for once. Even this year, Mr. President, let's say, wewe kuja na useme, let's save Kenyans. Let's save Kenyans this year. Tusikae ni kama hatujuani kama wa Kenya. Sisi wa Kenya ndo tumeweka hii serikali ndani, na hii serikali isipotekeleza yale yenye tunataka, we are coming and say enough is enough. Mr. President, listen to the people of the Republic of Kenya, because we want a country that prosper. We don't want a country that is sabotage to its yani Kenya yenye imelala. Tunataka Kenya ambaye watu wamechangamka. Ukienda kazini watu wamechangamka, because sahi ukienda kazini watu wanalalamika. Hakuna kona mtu asemi Ruto. Kila mtu anasema Ruto is bad. So you cannot say all the people are bad, because we have seen the economy of the country is in rankles. So Mr. President, listen to your people. That was me. Thank you, Kenyans.
Okay, good morning, members of the press, and my name is Francis Kafue, the Secretary General of the Student Governing Council of Nakuru County. And in as much as today is on a Monday, it's a very sad Monday that you're waking up to a Monday where we have a problem and a crisis in this country. First of all is that the man on the house on the hill is a man who is incompetent to hold office, and a person who doesn't know what is happening in this country. It is very sad that yesterday, the president himself donated 20 million Kenyan shillings to Jesus Winners Ministry Church for building the church. Where else, we have people from the other side, from Baringol and other places of this country, that schools are not yet built, schools do not have desks, and students of the universities and colleges are still striving to make sure that their lives is up to hand. Again, I come in solidarity with the Student Governing Council to condemn the president himself, in as much as in his own words, he stated that we should not, civil servants should not donate any money in area Rambe, meaning that the president is against his word, and right now he's on the road. He's on the road that he is donating money to various churches, and he had condemned that one. Again and again, the 2027 election is too far, and I urge the Gen Zs that today we are going to occupy State House. We are going to have a march on the president. The president should be remain impeached today by the members of parliament of this country. Again, and I state very well that this country is on a crisis, and members of the country, I urge them that we have to stand very firm for these people to make sure that the leadership we have is very accountable. We have, I hear say from the people that the president had done some transactions with the National Treasury, that our money is going into well. Yet, we have places in this country where roads are not yet built, SHA is not working, and we are making sure that the president is up to health. So, all in all, I come again and I tell the people of this country that we should wake up, the call to reality, the call to make sure that we have a government that is working for the people. And let me make sure you for this. We as the leaders of Nakuru County Youth and the leaders of the Student Governing Council, we are going to make sure that the president is up to hand to make sure that the country is working. If not, he should resign. the president should resign because he's very incompetent to hold office. So that's all on me. For the Student Governing Council, my name is Francis Kafue.
Good morning, citizens. My name is Njai Jackson. I'm the president of the Student Governing Council of Nakuru. I'm one of the youth leaders here in Nakuru, and also the aspiring SecGen, when the National Youth Council will be brought to an end, the current regime. So I'm here today talking about the current state of the nation, where our president, Mr. Honorable His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, contributed 20 million to a church. He contributed the amount, and according to now, actually the citizens are dwelling in a selective amnesia, juxtaposed with corruption, high cost of living. We would like to urge Mr. President to, in order to eliminate or to reduce the high cost of living, he should subsidize the sectors like the agricultural sector, in order to subsidize, in order for more food, and also to look for ways, in order after ways, so that he can include the youths in the economy, the youths in Kenya, so that they can be absorbed by the job market here in Kenya. So president amekuwa increase the taxes sana, so tungetaka kumuaji asikuwa kiongeza taxes, angekuwa nafanya this great thing. As of the youth kuna solution, and I'd like to advise the president on this. If he can expand the tax base in Kenya and reduce the taxes, increase the tax base, uta reduce the taxes yenye inachukuliwa kwa watu. So increase the tax base, same like an example, like 10 stores, unapata like 4 stores ndio zinatoa zalipa tax, 6 stores hazitolewi. So tungekuwa tuna increase the tax base, kila mtu anakuwa akicontribute taxes to the government, watu wangekuwa pressured. So that's a strategy that we like to give the president. And then yesterday these things that happened to a church in Nairobi, where the church was stormed by the TikTok High Court, where the pastor there has been indulging in superstitious behaviors, that like sodomizing the young men in the church. So we would like to urge the pastors, the reverends and the bishops who have been taking part in these stupid acts to stop. The church nasi kushikilia vijana, not sodomizing them. Nasi kuweka nchi yetu kwa maombi, not doing stupid things. And finally, nikimalizia, I would like to the president to put into notice the National Youth Council. The National Youth Council, the last election was held in 2012. The government is practicing dictatorship in that sector that you are in. So we want the National Youth Council to be broken as soon as possible, or else mid this month, next week but one, we'll have a nationwide mandamano that will happen in Talanta House, in order for Mr. Salim Vuria to break the National Youth Council, in order to have new brains, new ideas into place. Thank you.